Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen of the humble interwebs. My name is Ryan, aka Ryman, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. We will continue our bizarre adventures now. Apparently during a sleepover, I forget what I was doing. It says I did this on the 7th. What is it now? It's now the 12th. I can't keep taking these breaks. One, because I'm nearing the end anyway, and I really need to get it done and over with. And two, because I have horrible memory. Oh. It takes me a second to remember that Lily's clock doesn't have any visual feedback. I really should know, given how many times I've been in her room. Nevertheless, I take my watch from my bag and quickly check it. Oh wait, that's right! Someone asked what time it was! And I said a horrible, horrible joke. Wait. The reason for her asking becoming clear. It's about 20 past 10, nearly curfew. Hanako rises to her feet, dusting herself off and neatening her gown after doing so. I'd better be going then. Good night, Lily. Hisao. Sleep well, Hanako. See ya! With that, she walks to the door and quietly makes her exit. So, now that the kids are put to bed, how's Daddy going to spend the rest of his evening? I do not apologize. I could feel some of you cringing. I won't name names, but I could feel it. Silence. This seems to be happening more and more between Lily and I recently. After a few seconds, I finally find something to talk about. Oh yeah, I talked to Muto on Friday and finally checked out some guides on college and how to apply for it. That's good news. If you're going to be applying for colleges, I assume you have some idea in mind on what you might do in the future. I think I've settled on becoming a science teacher. It's going to take a while to get through a university and everything to be qualified, but I think it'll be worth it. Lily's face brightens considerably at the news. I suppose, with her wish to be a teacher, an English teacher, no doubt, she's delighted that I take the same kind of path. So you've decided on a career of teaching. I think that path suits you most excellently, Hisao. That's right! It's the people who can't do teach. It's giving me a horrible... Okay, first of all, I offended a few friends out there, and I apologize. I'm sorry. Second of all, that's giving me a horrible idea on a new series that I could do. Imagine if I tried doing a series of videos teaching people how to play the certain games. Oh! If people weren't cringing before, they're cringing now. I smile and nod. This time, let me get the yawn out of here. Get it out. This time, even if I know she can't see me doing so, I know she feels it. I imagine Muto would have taken the news well. That's one word for it. Hey, Lily. Yes? I know you want to be a teacher, but for a second, I wonder whether I should really ask her the question on my mind, but that's quickly brushed aside by the fact that this is rather late to have second thoughts. Surely you don't think I'd be offended by something regarding my blindness? Her accusing tone is betrayed by her grinning face, amused at my awkwardness in raising the topic. Some things never change. Good point, I guess. I was just thinking whether or not the being blind would be a hindrance, what with your ambitions becoming a teacher and all. I mean, I guess it would be a problem seeing the kids who are giving you real shitty looks. You need an enforcer in that class to, like, beat the back of their skulls in. She looks mildly surprised before giving the question some thought. I refuse to think she's never actually pondered this issue before. I wonder, Hisao, could you close your eyes for a moment? Okay, Hisao's gonna have to, but I kinda need my eyes open, lady, otherwise... Okay? I mean, I could try doing this by feel. I'm gonna close my eyes and then click, and then take a crack at whatever's happening. I close my eyes, and then my mind's drawing a blank. What else is gonna be said? I'm completely fucking off, by the way. Raising an eyebrow, I do as she requests. I have no idea what she has in mind, and my questions only increase as I peek out from one eye. Well, wait a minute, it's not like she would know if I'm peeking. Taking the black ribbon she usually wears in her hair from the cabinet beside her bed, she advances towards me while running through her fingers to remove any stray hairs remaining on the piece of cloth. Oh, okay. She thought of this. She knew I would peek. I suddenly click on her intentions as I feel the black strip make contact with my face, wrapping around my head and over my eyes. Is this going to lead to something kinky? Because I didn't feel like editing, Lily. What exactly is this for? It's a little test, Hisao. Since you seem to be wondering, I'll let you see things as I do for a time. I don't like surprises, Lily. Huh, so that's what this is about. To be honest, this actually sounds kind of fun. Childish or rather silly to anyone who would be watching, but a bit silly fun never hurt anyone. I'm sounding completely nervous, and I don't know why. I am. I don't like. It wouldn't sit well with me. It's like someone trying to blindfold me out of the blue. It's like, here, Ryan, close your eyes and get ready for a surprise. No, fuck you. That's when I start reaching for my knife. I stand up with a heave, my hands quickly moving out in front of me to warn me of any obstacles. Click, damn it. Okay, now what? Oh, we are doing something kinky. Oh, okay. Now touch me. Now touch me, darling. If you say so. Now then. I slowly make my way forwards, towards the sound of Lily's voice. My walking speed could barely be even called a shuffle, the entire experience feeling alien enough that I don't want to risk inadvertently tripping over anything. How the fuck do I read inadvertently just fine, but I flub up other words that are deemed simple in the English lexicon? I'm a fucking disgrace. Such as our... such as her table or her haphazard pile of books. Oh, I amuse myself. Something soft, yet solid, brushes against my left leg. Oh, further inspection reveals it to be Lily's bed. I would have panicked and be like, what the fuck is that? And started kicking. I move onwards, finding myself thankful that Lily's room is so neat and tidy. Oh, you'd be fucked if you were doing that in this room, man. Even the pile of books she has are generally kept close to the wall, well out of harm's way. The hard wall pressing against my outstretched hands makes me furrow my brow in frustration. This bitch is moving around on me! Dude, you need to act... I know your eyes are currently shut, but you need to shut them harder. And focus your ears. Like that. You focus your attention. You'd be surprised on what your ears can pick up on. What the fuck was that back there? Alright, I'm gonna stop focusing my ears, because apparently the demons in my house are trying to use that as an excuse to move around and fuck with me. Hey, Lily, where are you? What are you doing over there? I'm over here. Lily's voice comes from the other side of the room, far from where it was before. She is moving around on me. Even to my untrained ears. If she's going out of her way to avoid me reaching her, this is just a game to her? Of course it is. Compared to a life where even the concept of sight is an abstract one, a few minutes in a blindfold are nothing. I guess she's made her point. She's more than capable of navigating her room. And further, I've seen how independent she is even when compared to many others in Yamaku. Well, even if it is just a game, I might as well play it wholeheartedly. With a pace much quicker than before, I move towards the source of her voice, deftly sidestepping the table in the center of her room thanks to remembering its position. I have you now. I slapped that mouse button with such enthusiasm. Like, I have you now. Whoop-a! She gives an impish giggle. One just long enough to work out that she's passing just beside me. That's when you start flailing. You clothesline her, brother! I didn't mean it literally! What the fuck? His sound, no! Of course, that'd be the greatest wrestling match of all time. Two blind people put in a death cage, surrounded by fire. God damn it, I need to start emailing ideas out. I quickly turn around to face the new direction. The table wasn't there. This bitch! She moved the table! Oh! Fuck! I slowly sit up to the table, raising my blindfold as I rub my aching head. I give an irritated kick to the table that's sitting just in front of me where I fell. Utterly pointless, but the thing deserved it. I would have beat that thing's ass. Hisao? Lily's still standing just to my side. I'm obviously unsure of what's befallen me. Sorry, I kind of fell over. Are you hurt? My head hurts, my pride more, but I think I'm okay. I think the table moved in order to trip me over. She giggles as she walks over and takes a seat beside me, her hand resting on my own. I suppose that's the end of that, then? I think so. Bullshit, rain check this. I'm gonna catch this girl one sooner or later. But I also think I get the point, though I do wish it hadn't involved such a headache. Lily suddenly looks blank. Point? And I return an extraordinarily flat look. How am I nailing these words all of a sudden? What burrowed into my brain and boosted my knowledge on how to read? That was just for fun? Was there a prize if I caught you? I just thought it might ease you up a little about the subject. You always seem to tiptoe around it after all. In regard to teaching, sight isn't that important. Someone is yelling in the house. I thought the sporting shows were done for the day. What the fuck are you watching? That's besides the point. I just now realized I'm still stuck in it. Got stuck in the Lily voice. Now I gotta go back into it. You always... I finished that. I read that. I got thrown back! I slapped my hand down. It sent me back. There are plenty of classes taught by entirely blind teachers, and more than enough resources for me to learn the subject. It's as simple as that, really. I slump my shoulders and give a snort of amusement. Yeah, I understand. I guess we'll both just have to work hard to reach our goals then. What is it? The music died down. I don't like it when the music dies down. With a little hesitation, Lily pushes forward her chin and closes her eyes in an unmistakable gesture. We already used this picture, but we're gonna fucking use it again, because goddammit, it's adorable. I accept gladly, our lips touching. As they do, I suddenly feel her hands snaking up my chest from underneath my shirt. The feeling of her hand against my bare skin is enough to make my heart suddenly accelerate. Are we about to go into another sex scene? Am I going to have to actually edit? I was hoping it would be a lazy night for editing. So she's in that kind of mood again. It doesn't take much to put her in the mood, apparently. Where can I find me a girl like that? A blind chick who wouldn't mind going the nightly? I'm gonna have to, horrible thoughts. Let them go, Ryan. Let them go. Let them go and move on. Well, I'm hardly one to complain. She does generally like this. And even with all my medications, my libido is thankfully still intact. Thank God, I'm gonna have to guess you would have blown your brains out. At least I would have. If the doctor told me, Ryan, you have arrhythmia. You gotta take these pills every day. Okay, doc, will keep my heart pumping and keep me alive. Your dick's also gonna be for show. Bang! They would have had to send in the viscera cleanup detail in immediately. Because you know if you leave brain matter up against the wall or anywhere long enough, that shit becomes hard like concrete. Don't ask me how I know. I lean into the kiss further, holding her hand tightly as I feel it tracing the contours of my chest. Eventually, we break off from one another, the room silent before our breathing. Hey, Hisao. Yeah? Oh my, This team's one more I don't suppose you could wear the blindfold again? Okay, but you have to put one on too. Her tentative suggestion takes me by surprise. If you also look, I'll be fine with the blindfold, Lily. But if I hear chains or if I hear duct tape or anything, if I have to be tied down, I'm gonna freak and then I'm out. I'm done. I suppose she wants to introduce me to sex through her eyes as well. Or just wants to find out what we'll be like during the act while hampered by the blindfold. Okay. With a measure of unease tempered by curiosity, I do as she says and lower the blindfold over my eyes. The world becomes dark once again. I reflectively tense as I feel Lily's hand gently brush the side of my face, entirely unable to anticipate her touch. Is this game going to censor itself? Interesting. We're back on for the lazy editing route. I really need to get more used to contact like this. What, just being touched in general? Even after the weeks we've been going out, it isn't as natural for me as it is for her. Silence? Hey, Lily. Shh. Oh. I obediently follow her instruction and quietly listen, trying to make out something, anything that's happening around me. Compared to before when I was chasing Lily, the need to carefully navigate the room's obstacles is now gone. I can take my time and concentrate much harder on listening. It takes a while, but I can eventually pick up the soft sound of her breathing in the otherwise dead silent room. In, out. In, out. Measuring against my own breathing, I realize it's definitely deeper than normal, especially for her. Is someone else here? Hanako, you kinky minx, did you sneak back in the room? Is this the part when I die? Another sound makes its way to my ears, one that I can't identify immediately. I don't think I've heard it before, but my heart skips a beat as I realize the source. My hand almost reflectively reaching out towards it. Her face feels softer than the usual under my touch, her head just barely turning in acknowledgement towards the fingers on her cheek. Hisao. I gulp and take a moment to try and calm down. I need all the concentration I can muster while I'm like this in order to fully take in my surroundings. After a few deep breaths, I think I've managed to collect myself. With a touch so light that it wouldn't disturb a feather, I start to move my hand down her body. And I can feel myself losing focus again, thanks to those thin silken pajamas of hers resting so perfectly over the curves of her body. If she's like this, then that means she has to be sitting against her bed and facing me. Now to continue. Alright. This must be her hip. If I just move slowly downwards, it's like we're playing a game of Operation, just waiting for the buzzer. I wonder if kids are going to understand that reference. Fuck, I'm getting old. Lily's breath catches as my hand comes over hers, tentatively following her fingers between her legs and losing them as they go underneath her underwear. Are there my car keys? Just the slightest moisture touches my fingertips, but it's enough to easily work out what she's doing. My mind suddenly fills with visions of what she must be like in front of me right now. You could just lift the fucking blindfold and cheat. She's not gonna know. I've never even imagined her doing this before, and being unable to see her doing the act only enhances the mood. Hisao, you need to stop actually listening. This might fuck it up. I worked the blindfold upwards, brushing out my eyes a couple of hairs that were stuck to the ribbon before. For a period of time, I can only guess at, my mind goes completely blank. All I can do is stare at the newly freed eye, as my newly freed eyes take in everything in front of them. Here we go. Ryan, we have bad news. You're going to have to edit. Anyway, just as I'd worked out, Lily sits in front of me. With one hand on the ground to steady herself, and the other finger slightly brushing between her legs, hidden by the dark blue underwear. I think it's the most erotic sight I've ever seen. Yes, this is the scene, the most erotic scene you've ever seen. Not the actual full butt-naked Lily standing in front of you from back during that vacation. It's this. Once again, I reach out and brush her hair from her face, her chin tilting outwards as she fills her pleasure-wrapped body with another breath of air. Lily. Lily looks oddly cute as she smiles at my calling her name. It always seems like it's at the moment when she's least attentive that she lets her most interesting emotions slip out. It's not long before she works her fingers over herself faster than before, her excitement evidently rising, the scent of her sweat in the air only echoing the fact. Lily, you know that there's a penis not like 3 inches away from your face, girl. You can use that. Ryan always knows what to say to just enhance the mood. I sit in front of her. Like, girl, reach up with your other hand. It can help you. I sit in front of her. It's hardly as if my own arousal is holding still. It's taking every fiber of my being to let her continue by herself instead of pushing myself on top of her. It's strange. I initially found her clouded blue eyes to be disturbing. Distracting! Oh, God! Speaking of distracting, almost disturbing in their lack of focus. That bothers me far less than it used to now. My attention refocuses on her as she lets out a whimper, her breath coming much faster than before, and her hips subtly rocking. So it just dawned on me that if we actually lived in the same house, it would be impossible for me to masturbate because she would fucking hear it. We'll have to work a way around it. The silent fap. No sooner do I realize how close to the edge Lily's become that her breath catches. Her eyes clasp shut as every muscle in her body seems to contract, and she unmistakably reaches her climax. For only a scant few seconds, she tightens. Huddled in ecstasy before her body relaxes, a long drained sigh comes from her lips. I just have no idea what the fuck to say. Silence reigns while I simply watch her, hair hanging over her face as she sits exhausted. Hisao. Lily. When she reaches out to brush my face, my urges take complete control of my body. Without so much as a second thought, I push myself over her frame. It's an unusual feeling, being like this. What, for once being on top during this relationship? I feel oddly powerful, holding myself above her blank face. As though, for the first time since the accident so long ago, I feel physically strong. Lily, I'ma fuck you. Lily, I'm gonna keep it. Lily, I'm gonna be Unreal Engine 4 with you, girl. I'm gonna destroy that. I'm about a beebity boobity, that hibbity bobbity. To my surprise, she smiles weakly before reaching upwards to feel the side of my face. I hope that was with you reached up and touched my face with your right hand, girl. It's an almost cheeky expression, of the kind which she usually gives only after getting something out of me. You wanted me to do this? She holds her smile and gives a silent nod. I guess it was an effective way to make me take the initiative for once. You put the blindfold back on! And, again, to my surprise, she gives the ribbon still around my head a sharp tug downwards. Once again, I'm lost in complete blackness. I told you to keep it on, didn't I? That teasing edge to Lily's voice, punctuated by her breathing. She never seems to lose her ability to take control of a situation. But this time, this one time, I'm the man, come round. Not gonna start singing that song. So, what are you? Shh. Daddy's going to work now. I slide my hands underneath her soft silks and skin pressing into my hands as I gently raise her body with a measure of difficulty. While I wouldn't describe her as heavy, her height makes her more than a handful to try and lift. It only takes a couple of carefully placed steps to feel the edge of her bed against my legs. My lowering of Lily into her sheets, just as gentle as when I raised her. Your bed will be more comfortable than the floor, right? Always the gentleman, aren't you? Nah, fuck that. I also want this entire floor to hear what the fuck we're doing. And this is probably when I lose Aaron, this is when I lose Don, this is when I lose anyone else who's probably still listening. It's like, oh no, I can't anymore, right? I can't take another sex scene read by you. And for those of you who are brave enough to stick it out, pun intended, I don't know, strap yourselves in. I quickly run my hands down Lily's long, shapely legs, their allure far from diminished without the luxury of sight, and pull her pajamas, shorts, and underwear from her ankle. I have no idea where those just went. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. They'll be here somewhere around. With a minimum of fuss, I shuffle down my own pajama trousers and underwear, positioning myself between her legs. Or at least, where I think is between her legs. Oh, this is brilliantly written. With one hand on her bed to steady myself, my right moves tentatively downwards. Whoops. My first contact was with her as my palm, clumsily meeting the front of her nose. She giggles a little before turning her head sideways, taking my cue. I gently cradle her cheek and use my thumb to feel the contours of her face, as she so often does with me. We just faced off her. This would be a lot easier if she wasn't moving her face into my hand, but the feeling of her nuzzling into it is nice. I swallow to try and steady myself. Take my other hand from the bed and use it to guide myself into her. Oops, that's the belly button. Oops, that's the other hole. Oh, now wait a minute. Lily, what's going on? What's going on down here? This hole is suddenly incredibly dry and warm. It's tighter than usual. I have now actually officially lost whoever remained. As soon as I feel her warmth around me, I quickly realize just how turned on I am. With my sight gone, I'm free to concentrate far more on my other senses, including tactile feeling. The entire experience feels more vivid, more intense than it's been before. Click, damn it. I slowly start to move my hips back and forth, my heart beating wildly in excitement. What the fuck, Facebook? Get out of here! Thanks, Kareem. Thanks for posting stuff on Facebook that caused my computer to spaz out. What's even better is the profile picture there is fucking Goku. And the only thing going through my head right now is Goku bursting in the room is going, hey there, the more you read porn, the less you are training. And I'm like, God damn it, Goku, you have a point. Everyone keeps busting in the room when I'm trying to read sex. I feel Lily's eyes clenching shut. The movement of her cheek under my thumb reminded me of the gentle hole that I have on the side of her face. You could so easily just wrap that hand around the neck. She might be into that. It's hard to stop myself from being completely overwhelmed. It's hard to think that this is what sex is usually like for her, experienced through every sense but the one I hold dearest. From her cheek to her neck, I begin to slide my hand downward. Dude, stop listening to me! to take in the feeling of her. Okay. The contours of her collarbone. That collarbone. That's what does it for me. The light dew resting on her skin. Like Mountain Dew? My sense of smell is stimulated by the scent of her sweat and mine hanging in the air. Even the ambient smell, noticeably different from that of my own room, adds to the feeling. When I move my hand to her supple breast, her soft mewling fills my ears, along with the sound of our act. Fuck that, up the volume. Who's gonna hear and who's gonna care? Everyone? Ask if I care. The skin under my hand moves back and forth with each thrust, my grip on it tightening as my lust for the near-naked body of Lily before me grows. I can even feel her small nipple against my palm. My hand slides further, and my fingers pluck it through the thin silk of her pajama top. Her whimpering sounds turn to moans as she fills us with the same pleasure as I. I can feel my heart beating loudly in my chest, and her own beating underneath my hand. I can feel her hands clasp my wrists, their grip surprisingly tight as her chest rises in overwhelming pleasure. More. I want more. Okay, we're going to die now. Hisao, my man, you know, if you actually killed over right now, you might nail yourself the #1 spot on the show 1,000 Ways to Die. That's all I'm saying. I can feel my chest tightening as I rock back and forth frantically, both of us entirely taken with ourselves. Nothing. That's unusual. I just need to take deeper breaths to steady. Oh god, there go my organs. This feeling is just normal. Get the children out of the room right now. I don't know why the children were still here, but ooh. This isn't. I can't. This pain is too much. Okay. I stumble backwards from Lily with unseemly haste, clumsily hitting the back of my foot against the table and falling to the ground with an unceremonious crash. Breathing wildly, I frantically scrape at the ribbon over my eyes as I lay on my back. I have to get this off. I have to get this off. Yes, because that's going to stop the heart attack. The fuck am I looking? I guess that's the sprinkler. For a moment, everything goes blank. As the rush of newfound light assaults my eyes, my breathing slows from the brink of hyperventilation. Seconds pass, and I carefully measure out the rhythm of my heartbeats with every ounce of concentration I can muster. My heart is normal. It's back to normal. My body feels utterly bizarre as I lay dazed on the floor, looking at the ceiling. The adrenaline from before is pouring through my veins, but my mind is completely exhausted. I prop myself up as I hear Lily getting off the bed and coming towards me. Oh, Jesus! Hisao? Are you okay? Hisao? I'm fine, Lily. I'm dandy. She gives a sigh of relief, her worried expression collapsing. Her face afterwards is the very last I ever want to see from her. Well, you want to take that back and try it again, Ryan. Her face afterward is the very last I've ever wanted to see from her. It's a face I detested when I first saw my parents in the hospital all those months ago. Pity. Lily pities me. You still had sex. Doesn't matter. Had sex. Okay, for the people who are still here, I can feel you nodding your heads. You're like, yep, doesn't matter. Had sex. I just close my eyes and turn away. Powerless. I feel like throwing up. Well, don't do it in her room. There's only a 2% chance he's into that. I can hear the sound of Lily moving away and quickly attending to herself. The ruffling of her clothing being put back on after a moment of searching just barely audible. Sorry. I swear it's never happened to me before. She slowly shakes her head as she finishes buttoning up her top. Her kind smile looks so fragile, so delicate, that it makes my heart sink. Approaching carefully, she feels out the edge of the little table before taking a seat next to me, putting her arms around my chest. I'm sorry, Hisao. I shouldn't have pushed my desires into you. You don't have to apologize for nothing, girl. Fuck yeah! You don't need to apologize. I'd normally be fine. You've seen that much before. I guess I shouldn't have tried to push myself so far. My eyelids feel heavy. Calmly sitting next to her like this is probably letting the adrenaline work itself out of my system and letting my mind relax. So that's why you never took the lead? I always just assumed it was because Hisao didn't have an interest, but... Yeah. I guess it's a good thing you like to, huh? The joke seems to lighten her expression a little. A fact which helps let me feel less unease about my unreliable self. Lily's head comes to rest on my shoulders. I struggle to keep my eyes open. With more difficulty after each blink, I feel completely drained. It's okay, Hisao. It's all okay. No sooner does she say this than a small, quiet tune escapes her lips. Entirely too tired to think, all I can do is listen to her soft humming. It's a soft, almost melancholic tune. It sounds familiar, but the more I try to remember its origin, the less I seem able to concentrate. The feeling and scent of her head gently resting on my shoulder and her warm body against mine are soothing. The soft humming of her voice, too, relaxes my mind, as much as her warmth relaxes my muscles. This singular, quiet moment. After all this Francis, what the fuck? Makes me realize just how exhausted I've become. I can feel my eyelids slowly becoming heavier and heavier. Even with the chaos of before, I wish this moment would last forever. Lily and I are together, sharing a single, solitary occasion together, just as we used to. But if that's the case, why does she feel further away than she's ever felt before? So, Lily, now that I'm obviously not dead, I don't think either one of us finished, so if you want to try again, but we're in a new chapter. It's only 8:34. I feel like I could go a couple more minutes. I mean, why not? Fear the Walking Dead doesn't come back on until 9, at least the time of this recording. Why the fuck not? I'm in a library. That's the worst excuse I ever just came up with to keep playing something. Fuck it, I'm in a library, so keep going. The loud clatter of the books falling into their return slot abruptly breaks the grip of silence over the school library. It's become a habit for me to come to the library at least once a week. Not only does the reading itself keep me busy, but discussing books with Hanako and Lily also does. Obviously startled, Yuko suddenly twists towards the direction of the noise. I'd have thought her used to people dropping books by now, since she does work here. Oh, hello, Hisao. Back again? It takes me a moment to respond. My mind's still distracted by the familiar melody of Lily's humming that's hardly left my ears in the several days it's been since I fell asleep to it. Oh, yeah, just returning some books I borrowed. She casts her eyes downwards, presumably to the bin the books dropped into. You're a very heavy reader, aren't you? It's become a bit of routine now. Passes the time, at least. I wish I had free time to pass. It's a shame, Yuko. But this feels like it's suddenly starting to creep into the sounds like a you problem territory, so... yeah, I think I'm gonna go. From small talk to depression in less than 5 seconds. I would say that's impressive, but Yuko, I've got you beat by at least 4. I think that's a new record for her. She seems a bit down in general today, even compared to normal. Considering she has to work 2 jobs just to support herself, I could see how that would take a toll on her lifestyle. Come to think of it, the pay for a job can't be all that bad. I guess, working in a fucking library and a tea hut, the idea of staff in such a prestigious private school going hungry strikes me as counterintuitive. Working 2 jobs must take a lot of time. I'd probably never manage it. Okay, we're going to engage. We're going to engage. You're lucky being a student. Do you think you'll be able to go to the university? If she's asking, then I guess that's the expected result of having this kind of education. Private schools like this don't exactly come cheap. No, they fucking don't. I guess. I have the money, I think. I've got plans which will require going to one, and my grades are good enough. It's more a matter of how I'll pay to do so. This was my plan to do so. My family saved up the money for it, and when I got there, these were the conditions. Ryan, we have, after your sister and your brother both went through college, we have exactly enough money left for only 4 years. You either pass those 4 years and graduate on time, or you're dropping out without graduating because we're out of fucking money. I guess that's how it was with most people. University costs so much that I'm having to work 2 jobs to afford to enter it, and by paying for the daily expenses too makes it a lot harder. If you're reading this much, though, that means you're doing well in school, right? Yuko, I've encountered people who read lots and are still so incredibly dumb. It must dumbfound scientists. Interesting logical jump. Not an altogether wrong one, though. I suppose so. I didn't find any of the exams very hard, aside from maybe 1 or 2. Do you mind if I ask what studies you're pursuing in university? Are we really going down this route? Okay. Yuko appears to generally brighten at the question. Anthropology? To be specific, I'm specializing in the history of the classical area of Antietam. Uh, Athenian civilization and democracy. Why did I read that completely wrong? I got every other goddamn word, so like 97% of the words so far in this episode right, but then I fuck it up at Athenian? I go through anthropology just fine, and then I fuck up Athenian. Anyway, Athenian civilization and democracy. She really seems to know her stuff. Such enthusiasm is to be admired, and it's nice to see her generally excited about something. Look, I know there are people out there that are like, I just get super happy when I see people get all excited when they talk about their passions. I think it's so cute. And I'm like, first, those people don't exist. They don't. Kids, if you're still with me, no one else out there gives a fuck. They don't. Let's be honest. And I know some people are, one or two people are out there going to be like typing away saying, that's not true, Ryan, blah, 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 so and so. Like, no. People don't. What was it that Dr. Kelso said? And Dr. Cox from Scrubs, people are bastard flavored lollipops with bastard filling or something like that? That's good to... What the fuck? Both of us jump at the sudden interruption coming from my pocket. More like my salvation. Apologizing profusely and quickly shuffling into the hallway as I fumble with the cover of my mobile phone, I glance at the screen. Weird! It's a mobile phone I don't recognize. Considering I can count the number of people with my number on one hand, I briefly wonder whether it's some telemarketer that lucked out. Mushy mushy. Jeez, pick up faster next time. Anyway, guess who? It only takes me a second to recognize the distinctly deep, brusque voice. Who? Me. It's me. It's Misha. Why? How did Misha get my number? Hey Misha, didn't expect you to call me. Oh my god, thank fuck. Thank fuck. Thank fuck. Thank fuck. Thank fuck, it's Akira. Thank fuck, it's Akira. I was going to panic at first, like, oh god. Oh, it's like, oh god, Misha got my number. How did Misha get my number? She must have found out what I said about her in that photo. Oh god, I don't need that. Huh? Yeah, actually, I think I sound like her. Well, when I... the way I've been doing voices, I'm kind of shocked it sounded it now. Not at all, Akira. I don't remember giving you my number, though, so I thought I'd mess with you. Mess with her? You son of a bitch, you messed with me! Fuck you! Oh, that. I got Lily to give it to me. Not hard. She positively breathes with pride at the statement. She's trying to get me caught up in her pace. I know it. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised if the two would just share my number, though, given how close they are. So, what's up? Actually, we're going to have to find out next time what's up. Because I've been doing this for a while now, and we got to get going. I got some editing to do now. Thanks, Lily. And I have my show that I want that's coming on in like less than 15 minutes, most likely. So, folks, if you had any fun whatsoever, listening and / watching or whatever, me fumble my way through the wonderful, bizarre adventures of Katawa Shoujo, fucking up the word Athenian, which is weird how I didn't fuck up certain other words. Give the video a like, subscribe, favorite, share with your friends and family, all that good stuff. follow the Facebook page to keep up with all the news and content, and hop on board the Discord just to be part of a fun little gaming community. Can I call it a gaming community anymore? We're a ragtag team of, like, dysfunctional human beings. At least some of us are interesting. So, folks, stay awesome out there. Adios.